Hi guys, it's Claudia with Cabin Talk, and as many of you know, I had my snow tested, or I sent my snow in for testing a few weeks ago, because my dogs could no longer walk on that snow that was falling, and it wasn't even that cold. It was 20 degrees, which in Vermont is nothing, and my dogs are Vermont dogs, so it doesn't affect them usually at all. And my dogs could barely walk 100 feet without lifting their paws, like if it would be 20 below and their feet were burning. So I took a sample of my snow. I put a stainless steel bowl outside and let it snow into it because a lot of snow was falling, and then let it melt and send it to a lab. So that's the preface of this talk. So the results came back, and I'm not a chemist, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a biologist, I'm not any of that, but the results are really interesting and saddening. So there are levels like the minimum detectable level, and then there is the reporting level when it needs to be reported. So I'm going to go through all four of those. I'm going to start with sulfur. Minimum detectable level is 20. Reporting level would be 100. I had 58. So I'm somewhere in the middle. We have strontium. Minimum is 0.1. Reporting level is 0.5. I had 0.4, so just under the reporting level. Barium, again, minimum is 0.1. Reporting is 0.5. I had 0.6. So those are all a little high, but not shocking, but high. And then we have aluminum, which the minimum is 1.5. Reporting level is 5.0. And I had 28.2. 28.2. Which, again, not knowing about science, and I can hold that up real quick. I don't know whether you guys can see that. Here we go. It's backwards, but, you know, you can kind of see what's going on there. So without knowing the science behind it, just normal thinking, if it's cold and there is metal, it feels colder. So if there was that much aluminum in my snow, no wonder the dogs were like, you know, footing around. It must feel much colder, and that's why it felt much colder on my hands when I tried to make a snowball, because my hands were going, oh my God, I wanted to get it off of my hands. It felt so cold. And I make snowballs all the time for my shepherd and just throw them for her, like instead of tennis balls in the winter. And I could barely touch the snow with my hands. And I do that all the time. So it's not like, oh, you shouldn't touch the snow with your bare hands. I do that all the time. I do that every day pretty much. And it was really odd snow. So what unit is that? Oh, okay, hold on. Let me pull that up again. That's a good question, because I want to say UG-L. So whatever that is, per liter, I guess. UG, I don't know what the UG is. Probably some tiny amount, some minuscule measurement, but it's UG-L is the unit. So basically what is happening, and we knew that before, it's just good to really know it for myself. When I see all this spraying going on, to actually have the clarity that and the science behind it, that it's happening. And when 5 is the reporting level and I have 28.2, that's a lot more than 5. That is a lot more than 5. That is way above that. And in the summer, I will take soil samples also of my land and send that in, because I would like to know where my soil is at, because I want to grow my food, and you should also want to grow some food. So soil is vitally, vitally important. And so that's basically the data that came out of it. I know many of you are waiting for that. So please share that information. This is in Vermont. I'm not anywhere near any chemical plants. I'm not anywhere near, I mean, this is like in the boonies, farming. There are no factories here. There is nothing around me, certainly no aluminum factories that could justify such a high aluminum level. And of course, what is up in the air every day above our heads is coming down, and it's coming down in our snow, it's coming down in our rain, it's coming down in our air, and it's going into our bodies that we breathe. You know, it's going into, and particles that small go right past the blood-brain barrier into our brain and wreak havoc there. There is a reason why Alzheimer's is one of the main causes of death now. And Alzheimer's, as one of the major universities, and I forgot which one it was, did a study that Alzheimer's without aluminum would not exist in a normal human lifetime up to 100 years. So the reason we have that is because it's added to our life. It's not always been there. You know, aluminum is not, yes, aluminum is the 7th most plentiful thing on Earth, but it's not in a form that is usually floating around in nanoparticulate size in our air. You know, that is a man-made particle. Aluminum doesn't look like 1,000 times smaller than dust. You know, that's not the size that is usually around us. So aluminum destroys the root system. Aluminum destroys the plant's abilities to uptake. Let me try whether I can find that real quick. I probably won't be able to, but maybe I will. Let me just see whether I can find it. No. I wanted to show you the roots, how they look when aluminum is present in the soil, instead of when the soil is normal. Actually, I know how to find that real quick. Hang on. I know on one of my YouTube videos the link got removed, which doesn't surprise me too much. But let's just see whether we can find it real quick on the fly. I really would like to show you that because it's really an interesting thing. Aluminum. Let's see whether it shows up. Let's just see. This might be the talk where I have the link on it. Oh. We might get lucky. Hold on. Hold on. Hold your horses, everybody. Oh, come on. Well, you know what? Usually I try to be fast and more organized, but I didn't know that this is what we're going to get into right now. But since we're here, we might as well get into it. Okay, let's try this again. Pause that. Come on. Why doesn't it go to that link? See, it's doing that again, but I think I can get it this way. I'm not also very computer savvy. Uh-oh, and my battery is slowly dying. Okay, this is a race to get this out here. Let me see whether this is the one. Yes! Okay, so this is a study actually from 1995 that was done in Australia, of all places. But here is the picture, and I find that extraordinary. So the roots here, you can see the top one with the long roots on it is in clean soil, and the one next to it is completely stunted. I think you can see. Oops, I have all kinds of lights going on here. But see that? It's totally stunted, and this is a normal root. So that's that one. And then let me scroll up for a moment here. Okay. This again is a normal root right here. And this is a root in aluminum. Looks like a cancer. It can't uptake nutrients. It can't uptake minerals. It cannot do that with roots like that. You can see it here. I will put that link to that study in the description of the video so you guys have it also. But that's what's going on. And that's what's so dangerous. That's why, especially out west, I mean, you see whole forests. They looked like they were burned, but they weren't burned. They're just trees that are dead. They are literally thirsting to death. They can't uptake water. They can't uptake minerals. And whole forests die, whole landscapes die. You know, and that's because the root system is so destroyed. The aluminum binds with the roots and basically chokes them to death. You know, that's how I understand it. And yeah, it's my view. Oh, I have to show you. Okay, so we'll end this whole thing on a nicer note. I will show you real quick. We had a snowstorm. Oh, hold on. I have to actually take my little, whoops, my little thing off the camera here. Let me show you. Winter Wonderland. Here's the barn. Soon we'll have animals. But it's Winter Wonderland today. It's real pretty. So I hope you guys have a good day. And I'm sorry I don't have better news, but I think it's good to spread that information that we have a lot of that shit in our air, water, snow, soil. So, and now we have some proof, which is great. And I'll see you guys all later. Bye-bye.